Bonjour à tous ceux qui nous écoutent. On continue aujourd'hui avec la game de Félix qui avait joué dans le dernier stream. Alors, on est dans le chapitre 2. On est rendu assez loin dans le chapitre 2. Dans les bureaux directement de Hogan Industries. Alors, juste vous rappeler que Sunday Gold est disponible sur Steam à 20%. Donc, c'est votre chance pour l'acheter. Aujourd'hui jusqu'au 29 novembre sur Steam à 20%. Donc, c'est le solde d'automne sur Steam. Donc, c'est le moment pour l'acheter. Je suis avec Félix, mon collègue, que vous connaissez sûrement si vous avez vu les derniers streams. Puis, c'est lui qui va jouer aujourd'hui encore. Où est-ce qu'il était rendu dans le niveau.
Yep.
Donc,
puis, Rosalie, qui est notre hôte.
Oui. Alors, moi, je travaille chez Bicom en tant que coordonnatrice en communication. Donc, je vais supporter Félix dans le jeu aujourd'hui.
Puis moi, je suis game designer chez Bicom Studio, travaillé sur Sunday Gold, qu'on présente. C'est ça, comme Rosalie disait, on est avancé pas mal loin dans le jeu. Je vais vous faire un petit recap de ce qu'on est. Bonjour tout le monde dans le chat, c'est super d'avoir du monde. N'hésitez pas à poser des questions. Also, we can speak English if people want to speak English. And we're going to be playing Sunday Gold in Chapter 2. We're about halfway through the game, roughly. And just a reminder that the game is on sale now for the autumn sale, fall sale on Steam.
Yeah.
It's 20% off, so it's a great opportunity to pick it up and see what the fuss is all about.
Yeah, and the game is nominated in the Steam Awards now. Donc, si vous voulez aller voter pour le jeu Sunday Gold sur Steam, il est nominé pour les Steam Awards. Ça serait vraiment cool si vous pouvez aller donner un petit vote pour notre jeu qu'on a travaillé très fort dessus.
Yes.
Fait qu'on commence. Où est-ce que tu étais rendu? Directement au bureau de Hogan?
Ouais, ben c'est ça. Un petit recap.
Oui.
J'étais dans le chapitre 2. On a infiltré l'entrepôt de Hogan Excelsior, qui est la sorte de whisky, mais en fin de compte, on a réalisé que c'est pas vraiment un entrepôt de whisky, c'est un genre de prison high-tech qui est caché en ville à Londres. Donc là, on se demande qu'est-ce qui se passe. On a trouvé des cellules, puis on se dit que là, il faut aller investiguer le laboratoire. Mais là, ça nous prenait quelque chose pour trouver un code qui était sur un membre humain dans une pile de restants humains. Donc, on a fait un détecteur de métal. Je vais aller checker ça dans l'inventaire. Donc, la dernière chose que j'ai fait dans le stream la dernière fois, c'est que j'ai ramassé les pièces pour un détecteur de métal et je l'ai construit. Donc là, on est prêt pour aller trouver le code qui se cache dans la pile, dans l'incinérateur.
Super. On a cosplay Tina qui nous dit bon après-midi. Alors, bon après-midi à toi. Merci Rémi pour ton commentaire aussi. Donc, Félix, toi, ça doit être assez, je pourrais pas dire facile, mais tu connais un petit peu les trucs du jeu, les trucs pour te rendre loin, disons, là.
Oui, ben, c'est ça. On a travaillé, j'étais pas tout seul, là, c'était une grosse équipe, puis on était plusieurs game designers sur le projet.
Oui.
Ben, c'est ça, mon collègue Olivier a designé les puzzles dans le jeu, la majorité des 99,9% des puzzles dans le jeu. Et moi, ce que j'ai fait, entre autres choses, c'est que j'ai reviewé toutes les interactions. Donc, j'ai joué le jeu au complet pour trouver, oh, ici, il manque quelque chose, pour qu'on puisse remplir tous les espaces.
Nice.
Donc, je connais assez bien toutes les étapes du jeu.
Super.
Donc,
Gavin a des lunettes en ce moment.
Ouais, ben c'est ça. Gavin, présentement, il est très stressé. Il a plus de composure. Donc, c'est pour ça qu'il apparaît un peu distorsionné comme ça. Bonjour Marie-Lou. Donc là, c'est ça. Parce que si on remarque là, ici que Frank a 74% de composure, il se porte bien, mais tu vois qu'il...
Il est un peu les grands yeux, là, comme
ouais, ben c'est ça. Là, il scanne un peu à gauche et à droite parce qu'il est un petit peu nerveux. Sally, elle était 47% de composure, donc elle commence à être comme un peu...
Elle a des tics un peu longs.
Ben c'est ça. Puis tu sais, comme c'est pas sépia, mais en tout cas, elle a un teinte de couleur sur son portrait. Puis Gavin, lui, il est à 0, donc il est complètement en train de perdre la carte. Puis,
Gavin va pas être très bon en combat, là.
ça va être un bon test de réflexe pour être capable de jouer Gavin quand le combat va commencer, parce que je vais avoir à peu près 4 secondes pour faire ses actions.
Oh!
Donc là, tout le monde est pas mal vide, fait que je vais finir le tour pour récupérer des points d'action, puis
Parfait.
Après ça, être prêt pour aller investiguer l'incinérateur.
Super. T'as plus de pilules contre le stress ou autre dans ton inventaire pour Gavin ou quelque chose?
Peut-être.
Ça pourrait l'aider peut-être.
Je pourrais aller voir ça. Peut-être que, ben regarde, si on check les stimulants, c'est pas une bonne idée parce que ça va le speeder. Je pourrais donner une petite shot de
Ah,
fort
il aimerait ça, je pense.
pour Gavin. Fait que là, ça va le calmer un peu. Donc là, il est devenu un peu moins... Oh,
Cosplay Fit, merci Cosplay Tina, dans le fond. Elle nous dit qu'elle est en train de monter sa liste de jeux qu'elle veut s'acheter pendant le Autumn Sale, puis ça lui donne l'avantage de voir le jeu Sunday Gold avant de l'acheter peut-être. Donc,
Super.
super.
ouais, on espère que tu vas trouver ça intéressant.
Ouais.
Puis, ben c'est ça aussi. C'est pour ceux qui arrivent, comme que c'est leur première fois peut-être à voir le jeu, on arrive dans le milieu de la game, là, donc on a vu déjà pas mal d'histoires avant, puis il en reste quand même pas mal à voir après. Mais c'est ça, il y a une grosse narrative dans tout le jeu qui est... Parce qu'essentiellement, je compare le feeling un peu à un genre de heist movie, là, un peu à la Ocean's 11 ou quelque chose comme ça, où est-ce que t'infiltres quelque chose, t'es un intrus la majorité du temps dans le jeu.
Ouais.
Puis il y a des situations assez intenses, là, comme on n'est pas dans la plus jolie pièce.
Non, en effet.
Oh, okay. So, our friendly Remy over here is telling us that we should speak English.
Yeah.
So, just a reminder that, yeah, just we're playing the game. And if people ask questions in French, can Rosalie read lips?
Yeah, so I read the lips of Ruby, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, just hi everybody in the chat. If you have questions in English or in French, we're gonna answer them. But yeah, apparently Sophie's telling us to prioritize English because I think we're gonna have more English listeners today.
Yeah,
But,
so it's a very scary room right now.
yeah, it's
Some
kind of,
dogs or a pile of body parts.
yeah,
Oh,
it's kind of a bad place to be in. The characters don't like it. The first time Gavin had a nervous breakdown when he tried to interact with the pile of body parts, but now we have a metal detector, so we're gonna be able to look for stuff in the pile. He still doesn't like it though.
oh. I understand why it's 18 and plus now. Because
Yeah.
in the beginning of the game, it's not that bad, but more you advance, more it's becoming scarier.
Yeah.
I think.
Chapter 2 gets pretty, not like gory in your face, like, inners,
Yeah.
but it's still pretty rough.
Okay.
So now they found the bracelet that they were looking for.
I'm gonna
Nice.
need some real fresh air.
And,
Fucking suit.
yeah,
Let's get out of
Sally's-
here.
Oh,
Really-
she's very stressed.
Yeah, she's really ready to get out of there.
Yeah.
So we picked up the bracelet
Oh.
with an arm attached to it, but whatever. And we're good.
We're gonna keep the arm too.
The bracelet's stuck on it, so we're not going to
Okay.
cut the arm off.
Okay.
So we have the prisoner's code that we got from the arm and the bracelet.
Nice.
So now we're going to have to go activate the cell with the code because it needs to have its occupant's ID to be able to be operated.
Nice.
So I'm going to look at my inventory. I'm usually willing to use shortcuts, but now we have the code that's 9429. So we're going to input that on this console over here. So we're going to enter the code
Nice.
942.
Nice.
And then
What was your inspiration for the big industry, like the big
All set to send you
this
to the
this
lab.
whole room?
yeah,
or,
yeah, yeah. The
Well, specific inspiration, I have to ask Ali, to be honest.
Okay.
But like a high-tech complex
Yeah.
with well, now currently it's dark, but we see these vats over here.
Yeah.
They're smoky a bit, but they may have something in them.
Oh, nice.
So it's a sort of sci-fi
Mm-hmm.
techno prison thing.
Nice.
So okay, so now Gavin says like, okay, the code's entered, we're ready to send Frank because we've established before we got the metal detector that we had to send Frank to the lab.
Sure we can't go together?
So now, yeah,
Or maybe
Frank's
you'd like
not.
to take my spot.
Like, okay, he's second guessing that. Like, you sure? I don't like that plan.
You'll be fine. And you can call us if you get stuck.
So Sally, oh, you're fine, dude. You're good.
And then what? You're going to save me using strong words.
So, also, everything in the game, every dialogue in the game is voiced, like with voiceover. You're hearing it right now if you're listening.
Yeah.
So, and we're hearing it just a little bit, not sure from where, but because
Come on, Frank. You're a right
Yeah,
proper
but-
villain. And villains don't just get stuck. They go down in a gunfight
Nice.
blaze of glory.
so yeah, just they have this relationship where Frank is is the leader, but at the same time, he's kind of used to the old ways. No, he doesn't like tech. He doesn't do like cyber crime or this kind of high tech heist that they're into right now. So Sally's
Taking the lead.
Thanks,
And,
Sal.
yeah, she's kind of
All right,
like they've
let's get
been
on with
buddies
this
for a
first.
while, colleagues. So they work well together.
nice.
And now Frank's gonna go in there. Oh, we're gonna put Frank in the cell.
For the guy who just arrived, just to mention you guys that the game is now 20% off on Steam, so it's now or never to purchase the game on Steam for the autumn sale on Steam. So that's a good occasion to get the game.
Yes. Yeah, because we want as many
Are
people
you
as
sure
possible to
about
play
this,
it.
Frank?
Yeah,
So now we have
Ready
this
when you
cool
are, mate.
sequence over here where
nice.
comic book panels. Frank gets into the cell, and he's off.
Is there in every chapter those kind of visuals like
Hey,
when you
did you reach the lab?
Yeah.
Can you reach the cold storage?
We make use of this storytelling device. Let's say 6 to 8 times during the game. I think
Okay,
for
nice.
big moments. I think in every chapter we have some sequences, but we've seen one. There's been a couple in chapter 1 as well.
nice.
They kind of complement the full screen videos that we've seen, for example, at the end of chapter 1 when Gavin starts going insane,
Yeah.
and a couple of other occasions. We're going to see one at the end of the lab as well. And they're just a different way to tell the story so that we can focus on specific elements because, for example, when, let's say, in chapter 1 we get moments where the characters are freaking out because they saw something, and we get like close up of the thing that they saw and then their reaction, so we get to showcase their cool like visual faces or cool like art that we got made for the faces to
Yeah.
like, he's on the phone right now, but usually he's flat.
Nice.
So now, yeah, Frank's in the lab,
I'm guessing it
but
probably slipped your mind that I might
there's a
be
problem.
stuck in this cell once I got up here.
Slip, I might be stuck in this cell once I got up here.
So now
okay.
it's a prison cell, so he's stuck in the cell.
Oh no.
So what to do now?
Oh shit!
So yeah,
Actually, think we'd get this far.
They need to
All
find
right,
something
look around
to
and tell me what
yeah.
you
So
see.
look around.
Sure, Cab, no problem.
get me the fuck out of here.
Get me the fuck out of
He
here.
tells us.
All
so-
right, keep your pants on.
Let's
Let me
try to
see
figure
what
it
I can
Frank is very mad right now. He wants to get out.
Yeah, well, you're stuck in a prison cell
Yeah.
in this creepy lab with all kinds of weird stuff going on.
Blood. There's blood over there in the.
Yeah, somebody got operated on.
Oh.
And so now we're stuck in the cell. We have a couple of things that we can interact with. We can have a look at the containment pods, but currently it's only examined because Frank is stuck in there.
Oh, so the other characters are not there anymore. They.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just Frank that's playing right now.
Yeah, the other characters are remain in the prison to
Okay.
operate the cell because it couldn't just like go on its own. So so Gavin and Sally had to remain behind to run the machines. So now currently we're only playing Frank, and we're gonna have to get the team back together once we escape the cell.
Nice.
So now we can examine a couple other things, but
The
Ba-
computer is
yeah, this
looks like.
it's blinking. So let's have a look. But yeah,
Okay, you cannot see nothing. The little box, the yellow box maybe.
oh, the laundry cart. Let's have a
Yeah.
look at that. But yeah, dirty
Dirty-
rags and clothes.
Okay.
Okay. So currently we have these lasers that are lasering. So let's have a look at these lasers. Always with the lasers. So this one over here. Let's take a look at this one.
Hey Frank, I've been
Oh.
looking through the systems and I think I may have found something.
Oh.
So now Gavin calls.
Well, don't keep me in suspense.
But yeah, just get on with
Seems
it.
there was a nanowave frequency shift in the ion and bipolar transporter pads. I could reset the polarity and
Hold on.
So Frank
I may have found a way out of this cell.
might have a better idea. And yeah, also as Cosplay Tina said, it's a great time because we're having the sale.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for games to play during the holidays or just during your weekends or your spare time, it's a great time to try out something
Yeah.
new from a studio that it's our first original
Quebec,
game.
Quebec Studio. So
Yeah.
That's a local gift also. So
Yeah, I'm not sure if it qualifies as produit du terroir, but you know, it's still something from people in Quebec.
yeah.
So now we have Gavin hacked into the robotic arm, so he's able to control it a bit. So we can get him to turn the robotic arm or fire the laser. So we can try firing the laser to see what happens.
Gavin!
Hit
Hit
it.
it!
Oh, nice.
Boom.
Did that do anything?
It did indeed.
Oh, he's in the
It got the
phone
other
with
robotic
Gavin all
arm clean
that
off.
time.
Yeah, well, they're trying to figure out what to do. So,
Still stuck in the cell?
yeah, the laser was pretty solid,
sure this
but
laser
yeah,
will be
Frank's
making short work of that.
convinced that it's gonna work now. Oh yes, thank you, Cosplatina. Are you somebody that we know from the office, or
Just a fan.
no,
We're just a fan.
that works all right. I'm just wondering because sometimes you're going to be talking to somebody and it turns out you know them, but you're
Yeah.
just thinking that it's not necessarily a random person in the chat, but you know,
Okay,
this
Gavin.
layer of.
Fire!
Okay, now we're gonna. I turn the laser once, and then I'm gonna fire at fire the laser. So Gavin, go hit it.
We would love that if we can win the prize on Steam too, the Steam
Whoa!
Awards.
Yeah.
Like best game of the year.
Uh-oh.
Please
One
tell
of
me
the
I didn't
best
cut you in
games,
half.
so that would be nice.
So speaking of comic book sequences,
Yeah, that's very nice.
Frank dropped his cigar, but he's good.
Nah,
I love
I'm
that
fine.
there's movement in the
Yeah.
comic books, visuals also. Just not static visual.
So
Did it
now
work?
he's good. Did it work?
I almost cooked my beans, but I'm right as
I'll
rain and ready to
still
rumble.
cook my beans.
Okay then, maybe you could get us up there through the trash chute. Look
So,
for the
no.
cold storage.
Look for the cold storage.
Yeah, Gavin.
Oh.
Because Gavin's been there before. That again, that's kind of jumping in the middle. We're basically watching a movie and then just fast forwarding to an hour and a half in, and
Yeah.
then just hey, this is the movie now. But Gavin has been there before. Oh, Frank levels up. It's another
He
moment.
worked there, no, Gavin?
He worked for the company, but he got called for a maintenance call at the warehouse, and then it was kind of weird because there was a security guard assigned to him to just like keep him where he was because he wasn't allowed to explore or not explore, but just see what was outside of the place where he was supposed to work at. And then something happened because he had a contact with somebody working on the inside that was supposed to reveal something big that could have big ramifications. And Gavin ended up sneaking out of his work area and going into the lab. That's what led to basically the events of the game.
Okay.
And he...
Oh, that's the cold storage.
Yeah,
sorry.
he knows that he can get from where they are in the prison to the cold storage to the lab. So now that we're stuck in the lab because everything's locked, we're going to be able to go to the cold storage and get them.
Nice.
So let's have a look at objectives. So yeah, Frank's out of the cell, but he's still locked up in the lab. So the doors are sealed, and the room doesn't have any power. So yeah, he just wants to break something and see how that goes, and then he's gonna need Sally and Gavin's help to make progress. So let's find a way to get them.
Maybe there's
back to
something
us.
in his inventory for that, or no?
Currently, well, we can have a look at the inventory, but
Yeah.
oh, I could level up. I could assign my skill points as well. Frank doesn't have anything in his inventory, so.
Oh.
I'll put some skill points in focus, because focus is good. Makes everybody better at combat, so when you use focus. Now, there's this thing over here,
What's it called? Like the
cool-
red light?
a coolant tank. So, it says coolant on the wall, and the tank looks busted. It's leaking, it's kind of having problems. So I'm going to try to, let's say, this laser is pretty cool. It fires a beam of destruction, so I'm gonna fire the laser and see what happens.
Oh. And the clothes.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay, so now the sprinklers turned on.
Frank, what is happening now? I saw the fire suppression system coming online.
Oh.
So
Everything's under control. Situation normal. Just so we fire.
Looks like
Nothing
you
the
don't want
sprinkler
the
can't
help
handle.
of Gavin to get out of this situation.
it's gonna be a little bit of teamwork, but mostly Frank. It's just like Gavin kind of guides him
Yeah.
in universe, but also the player a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, just
That's right. These
okay.
should have
Now we're not gonna have the fire alarm, so we're good, and the sprinklers are going. Okay, so what do we do now? This thing is busted. This is the coolant tank, and we have the coolant system controls. So let's go have a look at those.
Now, I have no
Okay,
idea
that's a
what I'm
puzzle
looking
right
at.
there.
Yeah.
It seems to control the coolant.
So this is kind of weird, but Frank figures out that it's the coolant control
What can you
thing.
see?
So Gavin, the techie guy, just asks Frank like, "What do you see on this screen over there?"
Now ask yourself, Gavin. How the fuck would I know?
How the fuck would I know?
Yeah, Frank is not really aware of how coolant
I
systems
believe I'm
work.
about to say this, but press everything.
So now this is kind of an experimentation puzzle where you're kind of trying to cause havoc, basically, and your goal is to get this thing over 100% because
Okay.
currently pressure is pretty good all around. This one isn't having any pressure right now. If you
Okay.
can get it to too much pressure, it's gonna blow up. Well, it's gonna be kind of ready to blow up at any moment. So if you can try flipping these switches, oh, that turned it to 0, so that's probably not good. This thing turned it to 10, so let's keep that one. Oh, 20, okay.
Nice.
And then if I use this one, 0. Oh, that's not good. So if I can, oh, now this
Oh,
one goes
nice.
to 25. So let's keep these two. We're set to 25. So if we flip that one on, 35%. 50%. Okay, now we're making
I don't
progress.
know what you're doing,
What
but
you're doing.
something's
Keep
happening.
going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Gavin is impressed by Frank right now.
Yeah, and he's looking at the internal systems of the warehouse and
Yeah.
seeing that, oh, okay, this is something's going on there. Some not alarms, but some warnings are starting to appear. Oh, now we're down to 40%, so that's not good. We can use this little.
So you just need to watch that tank number 5.
Yeah.
Not the other tanks.
So now it's at 60, and we have this power consumption thing, which when you move it, usually gets a little bit higher.
Oh,
Okay, let's put it
you
here.
added-
I've
you
seen
added
80%. Poof.
Yeah.
So let's keep fiddling a little bit with these controls. Maybe these two.
Oh, nice.
Overload.
Overload, you need to.
So now
I think you did it,
Gavin
Frank. The
sees
pressure readings
what's
are
happening
spiking.
on the internal systems, and then, oh, this is gonna blow up.
Awesome. What does that mean for me?
Yeah, there's too much pressure now. Frank says like some little humor
I can
from
think of a
Frank,
few ways to cause this
and
disturbance.
yeah,
Keep your eyes
so
on
let's
those readings.
cause a disturbance.
-3 composure is more stress right now.
Yeah, it's just like doing actions and everything causes him stress because he's in a weird, kind of bad place right now. So the coolant tank is going crazy from pressure, and it's like spraying coolant all over the place. So let's kind of amplify that a bit. You know, shoot it.
That's like ice. Or-
Uh-oh, now we have company.
Oh no.
And also speaking of the comic book sequences, I'm not sure if Gina's still in the chat, but I think I remember that she integrated like most of them.
Oh nice.
So it's nice that we have people that worked on the game in the chat.
Nice.
And so I can smack the drones around a bit. I should be okay because I have action points and I'm healing myself before I got in here. But sometimes,
So those are the Hogan Industries drones.
yeah, they're the security drones
Okay.
that basically they're
Holy shit.
somewhat basic enemies, but
Okay.
they still attack
Nice.
relatively hard.
Motherfucker.
But I have a good weapon to deal with them because they can hit 3 times for. 10
It's a
15.
police baton.
Yeah, just a little
Nice.
attack
Son of a bitch.
to hit.
It's the better arm right now.
Yeah,
Enemies?
because enemies have weaknesses and strengths against different types of attacks. It's kind of not the best time to explain the combat system now that Frank is panicking, but my police baton causes blunt damage and it's in green right now on the screen. I'm gonna. But yeah,
Oh.
I can't stand it anymore.
beat up pretty bad. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Would the shotgun be better? It's slashing though, it's gonna be bad. So I could use different types of damage on the enemies. So right now I'm taking a cool beating. Let's heal a bit.
Nice.
Back in
So
business.
painkillers.
You would need something for the stress
Usable right now, it's at 65.
Okay.
You might have to go away, but I see it. Hopefully he won't miss too much, and I'll be good
Not
to
happening.
finish off that drone with this. Or I could finish
He has
it
a
off.
weird face in the bottom.
Yeah, well he's injured and he's kind of not feeling it right now. Oh, I got an achievement. So I got
Nice.
50 kills overall in,
Oh, yeah.
in the game. So now got some XP. Frank won. Good job, Frank. And yeah, so before I got interrupted rudely by the drones, I shot the coolant tank and it exploded. The sprinkler was sprinkling, and it mixed with the coolant. It just like froze up and made a big ice block. So now we can examine it, and Frank sees his face. So
Beauty.
now let's try the laser, because if I go look at the cold storage room,
Yeah, that's what
Hey,
Gavin told us.
Hate to piss on your
Yeah, the
campfire,
door's
but
locked.
The door's locked.
Oh.
so I skipped a step. Maybe I skipped a step or two, but
Mm.
Trying to
so
bypass the
yeah,
lock.
he's not gonna be able to hack through that lock. So
Okay,
we're gonna
it's
have
too
to.
long.
Smart boy hat on. What would
Yeah,
happen
so
if that
now-
laser were to be pointed at this door?
What if we point the
Could it
laser at
cut
the door?
through?
What if? Let's see.
Yeah, it should if powerful enough. Is there a clear shot?
So yeah, the laser can't get there.
Put
on
your
its
smart
own.
boy hat on. What would happen if that laser were to be pointed at?
So now
If that bloody laser could reach that,
that
door.
basically, yeah, I skipped that step
Mechanism
of
and everything.
finding out why you need the laser, but Frank's gonna have to kind of jerry rig the laser to fire at the door.
Mhm.
And now this big ice block reflects Frank's face,
Oh.
and so it's kind of a mirror. So let's try firing the laser at
Okay, Gavin.
the ice block.
Okay, Gab, fire. That's Gavin that's controlling the
Yeah,
laser.
he's accessing it from remotely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so the laser, it gets to the door, but it's kind of diffused at this point. So we're gonna need to focus the laser.
Yeah. Just to remind you guys that it's the time to buy the game because it's 20% off on Steam. So the time is now or never.
Well, it's
Until
gonna-
the
still gonna be there afterwards.
yeah, until November 29 that sale. So
So the entire week, basically. Oh
Yeah.
well, full
with
7
the
days.
yeah.
Cool. So now
That's it.
I moved the magnifying lens to its second position, so now I can fire the laser again, and it
Gavin!
should do the trick. It's focused in the lens, and then
Nice.
boom.
That takes a lot of logic to play that game too. I think.
Yeah, some observation, some
Yeah.
kind of logic, but I think it's all doable by everybody.
Yeah, you need to read everything. That's the trick, I think.
Yeah, so
Just something going right for a change.
dialogue, and then satisfied Frank.
Okay,
Right.
I'm headed into the coast.
So now he's ready to go into the cold storage. But yeah, the mission log helps examining the objects, kind of trying out different things.
Yeah.
The game does a pretty good job, I hope. I mean, I've played it so much that I don't need guidance anymore, but I hope it does a good job at guiding people and kind of leading you without telling you, like, this is the solution right here, press this.
I
'Cause-
played the prologue and it was very easy to understand, like what to do.
So now I'm gonna use some painkillers because Frank took a beating, but yeah, as we see that their portrait adjusts itself to their current state. So now Frank is in a decent composure place. He's kind of slightly twitchy, but he's mostly injured.
Mm-hmm.
So there's blood in his portrait.
Gavin is less stressed. I saw.
Well, he's busy working on the computer, so he's good.
Yeah.
So now we can enter the cold storage.
Perfect.
Speaking of rooms that are
Woo!
not super awesome,
All right, Gav, I'm in
fun
the
places
coast.
to be in.
Yeesh.
What am I looking for?
So I'm in the cold storage.
But that doesn't seem to bother Frank.
You see the trash
It's mostly the cold for now.
Yeah.
Can you see the trash chute?
I can.
Yes.
Good, good. Now, open it and drop us something so we can climb up.
Oh.
So Now, okay, so we have this trash chute over here,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a couple of other objects that we could examine.
Oh my god, that's a corpse
Yep. And then
box
some
over there.
corpse drawer.
Corpse right here. Oh,
Yeah, we're in a morgue, basically.
okay.
So there's different objects all over the place, but right now I'm kind of interested in getting Sally and Gavin back with us.
Here we go.
And also to everyone in the chat, just feel free to say hi.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing, but we love answering questions. If you have any
Yeah.
question about how the game works,
Comments and
yeah, comments if you played it, if you liked it, if you didn't, whatever. But if you liked it and you want to comment, if you want to say hi, if you want to ask questions, I didn't do any of the art, but I know people that did,
Yeah.
and they did a great, awesome job
mm-hmm.
all around. And I can discuss pretty much anything about the game
Yeah.
to the best of my knowledge, and I like talking about the game, so it's a
Yeah,
great
we love talking
opportunity.
to you guys, so
I'm not saying you're privileged to be in my presence, but you know, if you want to talk about the game, I'm one of the good persons to talk about the game.
yeah.
Good job, Frank. So
You're
now
the expert at that game, Felix, I think.
I've been on the project from day one to
Yeah.
final day 1,000 or something, and I've touched most of the stuff in the
Did you
game
find something to help us
with
up?
in collaboration with all my colleagues, of course. I didn't do the whole thing by myself because I couldn't draw that at all. Yeah, so we're gonna have to help Sally and Gavin kind of climb the chute because currently it's all icy and gutsy.
Okay, so let's help them.
So now they're in the chute, but we have this meat hook system over here with bags of.
Bodies or something.
Best not to look, I think.
Okay, best not to look.
So that's end the turn because I'm out of action points. Hopefully, I won't get into
Oh,
a
you
fight.
have a phone call.
Yeah, well, we hear the radio calls between the security guards, so they know that something's not right currently.
I see that Frank has a lot of icon
Yeah.
there. What's this?
Well, when basically all the characters have different, I can't move the mouse to show them, but have twitchy, oppressive, and xenophobic. That's Frank's stuff. That's his
Okay.
they're not active because he's in control.
Mm-hmm.
But when he gets too stressed, they're gonna start kind of showing up. So
His
currently,
real personality shows up when he's stressed.
yeah, well, you can't really control yourself all that much at some point because you're too panicky. So
Yeah.
his afflictions are gonna start appearing. So Frank
Bad
becomes
attitude.
it becomes twitchy, oppressive, and xenophobic because he's he's still not xenophobic yet, but he's twitchy and oppressive. So we see that twitchy makes him slightly less effective in combat because he's gonna lose some accuracy and crit chance. That's keen-eyed. He always has that after a certain level. Resistant because he took some pills earlier, so he's kind of tougher against damage, but he's again less accurate, so that's kind of an issue. And then oppressive, if he tries to motivate an ally, he's gonna, instead of motivating with thumbs up, he motivates with a fist. So he's like, you better get real good real fast or pow. So of course Simpsons reference. But yeah, instead of motivating with good job, you're doing great, it's better get good or I'm gonna beat you up.
Yeah.
So now, that kind of throws in this like curveball when you're trying to use motivate because it works almost as well, but there's some negative effects because you're motivating them with fear instead of positivity. So now I can move the meat hook controls, clink,
Oof.
and I'm gonna lower the hook,
Okay.
get Sally and Gavin up.
Oh my god.
Now they're climbing the
Oh,
trash chute.
nice. They're
Ah, we're
there.
back.
They're back.
Great improvisation
Well
skills
done,
you
mate.
showed there.
Oh, Gavin.
Knew you
Nice.
could do it, Frank.
Oh, so the team is getting
I just
together.
got out here for my
Yeah,
bloody
but Frank's been in there for a
balls
while, so now he's
freaks
freezing. So we can exit to go back to the lab, but we're gonna have to find a couple of things first. So we can explore. We're not gonna. Well, we can't touch these like bits over here. So let's look at, let's say, the status displays. There's some interesting lore bits in here that aren't necessary to keep progressing, but like they found something that's called reverse necrosis. That's on the experiment schedule. So like, let's say they have a schedule of what's happening today in the experiment
Yeah.
lab. reverse necrosis makes up a lot of the schedule, so that's good. Okay, that's interesting because necrosis means like that cellular death, and now they're trying to reverse it. That's kind of weird. So we have a couple of petri dishes. You can have a look.
The details are so nice.
So a label that says eternal life elixir. That's probably.
Frank doesn't want to have it.
So these, well, it's just like dishes or containers with like mystery goop in the lab, so he's not gonna take a sip. But yeah, there's reverse necrosis day 5. Okay. And this other petri dish, day 20.
Day 20, okay.
Of reverse necrosis. So that's okay. So that's some lower information over here. And we can have a look at storage cabinet. So let's pick that lock. I tried to be better than I was when I played this week.
That puzzle is hard.
Okay, well, it's on the like friendly accessibility settings right now because it's not moving. But again, I don't want to say that and miss it, so it'd be embarrassing.
Yeah, you need to have it.
Say, see. Let's take our time.
In the beginning, Frank was not very friendly with Gavin. I see that now they became friends, almost friends. Or...
Yeah, he's kind of warming up to him because initially he thinks that he's kind of full of it. So like, yeah, you're telling stories, man. That doesn't make any sense. That there's this big lab in the city. Like, come on. But after a while, also when he realizes that there's a big lab in the city and that Gavin's not telling stories, he kind of starts warming up to him. And in chapter 3, their relationship gets a little friendlier, but still Frank's kind of prickly. Even if he's your friend, he's gonna kind of bust your balls a bit. Yeah. So that's like normal Frank, but
yeah, it doesn't seem like you have a lot of friends.
Yeah,
like,
but
real friends.
At the beginning of the game, he's like actively hostile towards Gavin, not punching him, but like you're full of crap, dude. Yeah. So now I found some items in the storage cabinet.
Let's see.
I found a cool pistol to give to Gavin because his pistol is kind of old.
Oh, nice.
And I found some shredder ammunition, which I'm going to give to Gavin as well, I think.
Oh, you have a first aid kit also if you are...
So, Sally's fully decked out with EMP ammunition that makes her attacks better against mechanical targets because they spark with electricity when they hit, basically, and that shorts out the mechanical target systems. And she has a first aid kit that gives her an extra skill level for patch up. For her healing ability.
Yeah, because she worked with the animals before. Yeah.
She's a healer, but her training's with animals, but don't tell that to the guys.
Yeah, don't tell that.
So Gavin currently doesn't have any bullets. I could give him some hollow point ammunition. I'm trying to think. Let's give him some shredder ammunition because he already has a blunt weapon, so giving him blunt bullets kind of makes him unidimensional.
Do you know how much weapon they are in the game?
I could count. 4 weapons for Gavin, 4 melee weapons for Gavin, 4 for Frank. Okay. Sally has 4 types of knuckles.
Nice.
There's 7 rifles for Frank, I think. Oh. And maybe 6 or 7 pistols that Gavin and Sally share, I think.
Nice, so you can have a variety of weapons to play with. That's nice.
There's an achievement for finding all of them.
Nice.
Because there's a couple of them that are not in your path. Because this pistol, well, you'd find it somewhere else also, but this pistol is not really necessary to progress. Yeah. But it makes Gavin significantly better with his pistols, so...
Okay, Gavin doesn't look good.
Yeah, right, he's now twitchy a bit. So let's look at the freezer, I think.
Oh, I don't want to see that.
They're storing meat in there.
Oh, no. That's their end.
Yeah, that's not hamburger.
No.
Yeah.
It looks like a horror movie in there, I think.
So he lost composure, but he's already at 0, so that's positive. So now we have the corpse drawer that we're gonna have to look at. But okay, so that's employee 2701851.
Doesn't appear to be locked. So Sally, open it.
So that's always good when the morgue has an employee ticket on it. So that's employee 2701744. And it's sealed. That's cool.
Ooh, a real corpse.
There's
Scientist body.
yeah. So we can go and have a look. Also, a reminder, everybody in the chat. Hi, everybody. We're playing Sunday Gold. We're pretty far into the game.
Yeah.
And it's available right now for 20% off.
On Steam, don't miss your chance until November 29. So it's your chance, and the game is nominated in the Steam Awards. If you want to vote as well on the Steam page, that would be nice.
I saw a post about some visual nomination for. I'm not sure where though, because I'm really good at taking notes and preparing.
Yeah.
It was an Instagram story this morning, I think, about how the game was nominated for.
It was about the Steam Awards.
Okay, it's for the Steam Awards. Okay,
yeah,
I thought it was the.
I think.
Okay, well. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's that, but maybe there's another nomination. On a cosplay qui nous dit j'aime ce visuel avec le sang.
Yeah, the scientist kind of had a bad ending, basically. So now Gavin, but in story, Gavin killed the scientist, and now it's probably coming back to him. So
I love the color of the.
yeah, he's hallucinating crazy stuff right now.
You stabbed your
So
victims.
yeah, just like
I think you may have
Sally
sold
looks at it.
yourself short.
and,
I'm amazed he still has his
doesn't
head.
look good.
yeah, Gavin said he stabbed him, but looks like he almost decapitated him. So
This is him, right?
One of them. Yeah.
So if you like
Wait, looks like
scary
he's still holding
things or
something.
scary games or
Must have been
narrative-driven
holding the
game,
emeralds.
you will like this game. That's for sure.
yeah, and also if you're a fan, atmospheric kind of horror, but at the
Yeah.
same time, there's no like jump scares. It's not gonna be like "Rah!" in your face all
No,
the time.
no.
Let's find
So-
a way to get
It's
him to
more
release it.
suspense, I think.
Yeah.
Suspense than
And
real.
it's kind of they're having an interesting, weird, creepy near future adventure because it's taking place in 2070 in London. And
Yeah.
again, a bit that I love, just rounding up the reviews when the game released. A lot of the reviewers, not most of them, but some of them were from the UK. And a couple of times I saw like, oh, it's in 2070 in London, but it feels like it's in present day. Which is
Yeah.
not good because I don't think our future London is something that we aspire to, hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, just
There's
like
a lot of good comments on the Steam page, so that's very good.
so now I can examine his hand because he's holding something. Sally could probably open the fingers by force, so let's try to open them fingers.
Oof. Open the fingers of the dead
Yeah.
body.
Okay.
What's that? It's like a meditation kind of.
Yeah. Just a little note. It's not always this easy. We currently have the accessibility settings active. So if for any reason you feel like
Christ!
you
his
don't
bloody hands frozen
either
shut
you
around
feel
that
like you
key.
might not be able to do the mini games as they are initially, or you don't feel like doing them with the extra like twitchy challenges, you can click the accessibility settings on and it becomes, well, this one was really easy right now, but we didn't want to have like people that would play the game and then just be stuck on, oh, I can't do Sally's mini game and then I can't progress through the game because I need to do that mini game.
Yeah.
So we thought of all of these people because I don't know, it'd be frustrating if you go to the movies, but at the same time during the movies it's like 5 chin-ups or you can't keep watching, and then I can't do chin-ups. So okay, but bye, I'm out. So
Think we could Thor?
yeah, this is basically the thinking that we had. Gavin's minigame is
Sally,
probably
have one
has
more go at
some
it. Come on, give it
some
everything you've got.
accessibility settings for people that don't want math puzzles, but it's not that much of a problem. So Sally
There we go.
gives it all she got to pry the hand open, and
The sound the fingers made.
The sound the fingers made you snap them. Oh,
yeah,
Fingers
because she
wearing
pulled
gloves
pretty
then.
hard. So now,
she's very strong.
yeah.
Sally.
So she ripped the hand open, and now just the fingers are loose in the gloves because she pulled too hard. So, and that's kind of a little irony thing
Oh
because
my.
let's say you've been playing the game. About 2 hours ago, you were trying to find scientists' fingerprints, and now you just like you have like some loose fingers from a scientist. You don't pick them up because Sally just leaves them there, but she broke the hand just. And now we have. Let's go look at the inventory. Sally has a lot of meds.
Yeah.
We have the override key, so we're definitely going to be needing that, and it might be a USB stick.
What's fun is that Sally can give medicine to other players too, so that's nice.
So yeah, it'll be a good time. Okay, so now
This is where you.
Frank is the only one so far that has seen the lab, so now they're getting in there with the whole team, and Gavin, in between chapters 1 and 2, he talked about like going to the lab and how crazy it was and how he didn't feel all that good.
This is the place.
So he's kind of reminiscing of
No.
that from now.
That very door.
His stress level will
Found
come up.
them.
No
Yeah.
need to go for the
So,
whole thing. We need you focused.
Chill, dude, chill.
You need to focus. So yeah,
They were
Gavin needs to focus.
Pressing away from the door.
But now he's kind of
Grabbed a
slipping
knife from the
again.
cold room. My hand was numb from the cold steel.
He picked up a knife.
Hey, snap out of it.
Oh,
Then it went dark.
he's like in the memory right now. He's-
Okay, we need to get the fuck out of here. Now, let's grab the evidence before he loses control.
I'm in control. For now.
For now.
For
Let's get a move
now.
on.
So now, in the lab, we have to find evidence because we as a group figured out that Hogan Industries is into some really bad stuff. Not to go with the 4-letter word. And they're into like really creepy experiments and really involved in nasty stuff.
Yeah.
So we found this facility that's hidden in the city that nobody knows about except for a couple of very select people, like the security guards that we've met earlier and that Sally killed. They were talking about like they don't really know what's happening. They're just doing their thing and they're really focused, and all the administration of the facility actively keeps them in the dark so that they don't learn of what's going on. So, because we read a couple of emails somewhere that said they had to purge a batch of security guards because they knew too much. And the manager was complaining that it gets expensive to just replace like a dozen security guards every 6 months. So let's try to keep them in the dark as well as we can.
Who would you say is better at combat?
Depends. More useful, I'd say Sally.
Okay.
Because she's gonna heal. And she can take quite a bit of punishment. So we have this cool sequence over here where the lab comes
Oh,
alive.
nice! I love it.
But then,
Oh, it's like the experiment they
Poor
do.
dogs.
yeah. So they figure out what's
Not
in
just
all of
dogs.
those tanks.
Not just dogs, humans too.
Yeah.
They're trying to make human robot or something.
So that's all some of the bad experiments that are happening right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna heal
Oh, Gavin is freaking out.
Frank for a moment. Sally heals Frank.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but yeah, Sally's really useful. But now we see some of the drawbacks of her cold efficiency, where when she heals, she's gonna inflict a random negative condition on the target. And now she broke one of Frank's limbs
Oh no.
from healing him, which is not good. So
No.
I could
Can you
probably-
click on the human and the?
Yep.
Oh,
So
nice.
now we have these human cryo chambers.
Are they alive? Dead? What's the purpose?
So what's the use for all that? So I'm gonna use.
Oh, you can get them out if you want.
No, they're stuck in there. But I'm gonna use consumables to make Sally less nasty, and she's gonna not break Frank's arm when she heals him. And I'm gonna heal Frank again because I don't like him having a broken limb.
Nice.
And
She did well.
I'm going to. Oh, there's these prototype cabinets that I could have a look. Take a look at.
Prototype about what? About.
Piece of gear. So
Okay.
there, you can have a look. Let's go do this minigame for Gavin. So
Oh,
now
that's a tough minigame.
he's
Yeah.
stressed and it's a maximum difficulty minigame. So let's try not to mess with it. So I know that there's 1-1. So I'm gonna try with some 2s. Okay, there's
1, 1, 1, 2.
there's 1, 1, and then 2 twos in the combination because the little triangles.
Okay, yeah.
Basically, the square tells us that one of the numbers is bad. So let's try 1. I know it's not going to be because we have one of the digits in the right place and 2 of them in the wrong place. So let's assume that it's going to be 2, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to try to refine as we go. So now one of the digits is in the right place, but 2 of them.
Maybe you can try the one before.
2, 2, 1, 4, I think. That was a success.
Nice.
I got pretty lucky, but
yeah, I mean, sometimes it takes more than 4 takes
yeah,
to have it.
It could have gone to a couple more, but yeah, we found a good pattern that worked.
Some people use paper when they play to write the numbers down, and
I have to admit, I used my little whiteboard when I was working on the mini game, just like to make sure that I got it right and to not mess up my attempts.
Yeah.
So now I found a little piece of gear in the lab. So this is the neural guard interface that gives me stress resistance. So basically, I won't lose as much composure.
Oh, that's perfect.
And I'll be better at using overload and hijack, which
that's nice for Gavin.
Yeah, this is like a Gavin item because Gavin can overload enemies to deal damage to mechanical enemies.
Yeah.
So now he's going to do a ton of damage because he's going to do from 240 to 300 damage to mechanical enemies, which wrecks them. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to take a photograph of the human cryo chambers with Frank, who's hopefully not too stressed out that it's going to be difficult. So for when I take a photograph, I want to zoom, I want to focus to make sure that the light turns green. Maybe I focus too much. No, I got it.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah. So now I have the first piece of evidence that I'm gonna need to.
Fucking disgusting.
Fucking
Well,
disgusting. What are they doing
subjects?
with these today?
They're keeping these people
So
alive.
yeah.
Too.
So now they're
Are we sure?
asking questions.
The monitors all have life signs on them. Heart rate,
Oh, they are
brain
alive.
activity.
Yep.
Are they being experimented on? Is it organ harvesting? Cybernetic implant?
Never heard about any of this at Hogan Industries. How could they hide this right under everyone's noses?
We've got the
So
evidence.
now-
Let's chat anywhere but
Yeah.
a deal.
Frank, he's still business minded a bit, so let's not discuss this for an hour over here. Let's get the evidence and scram. So now I'm almost at action points for everybody, so I'm gonna end the turn. Hopefully not get into a fight. No, there's a fight.
Oh,
I think I'll be good.
the dog is very,
Yeah, that's
very
a
ugly.
it's a big dog with lots of plus G's.
Yeah.
Stay away from me!
And now everybody's stressed out, so that's gonna be a real delight. I'm gonna strike the security officer, bladed knuckles, and I'm gonna use overload on this dog, which is it.
Not happening!
Holy
Overload.
shit!
Gavin pulls out his compad. And yeah, it deals a lot of damage.
Nice. Down.
Gavin. Because when Gavin's starting to lose his sanity,
Yeah.
he's gonna start seeing ghost enemies that appear, and they're hallucinations basically, and they're appearing and trying to. Well, they're gonna hit him if he doesn't destroy them. But now I should be okay to win the fight before I get hit. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So hallucination averted.
So if you guys like that game, you can purchase this on Steam right now for 20% off. So
Yep.
for the new people in the chat. So yeah.
Just what else is there? Yeah, just let's recap a bit the game. So it's an adventure game in sort of the classic mold of adventure games where you're exploring environments and interacting with objects and solving puzzles.
Yeah.
But we also added an RPG layer onto it where the characters gain experience as they perform actions in the game, fight enemies, or that end, solve puzzles, and progress through the missions. So they get new abilities that they can unlock. Well, they unlock gradually, but you can put points in them. So Frank could have more points into lockpicking to make it cheaper and easier, for example. So there's this JRPG combat with RPG elements and then adventure kind of mashed together.
Yeah.
To make this adventure game that we have here.
Yeah.
So I think it makes a good combination. I'm biased because I worked on it, but I think if you give it a try, I think you're gonna find something that you like. It feels like playing and watching a sort of adventure movie.
Yeah.
With fun characters that have distinct personalities and exist in the world that's, I think, really interesting and also worth it's worth going slightly out of the main path to find the little information about the world. So if you, for example, we have a good example over here. So there's this newspaper, there's I'd say 8, I think, newspaper items in the game that have different stories on them and little articles that you can read. These aren't cool, but they're just like ads. And then you have this kind of world that exists slightly outside of the game, where you have these kind of activist groups that are trying to end the dog races because they're not like, oh, it's a cute dog running on the track. It's monster dogs like the one that we saw just killing each other on the track. And
that's nice that there's a story behind it. So it's a whole world that you created, guys. So that's nice. So
the world building, I think, is really interesting.
Yeah.
And all this universe that we built around the characters. Also, if you like reading, there's bios for everybody in the game.
Nice. Right. There's a lot of information in the inventory and the.
All the weapons have fun little descriptions.
Yeah.
Consumables also have descriptions. So if you pick up a new kind of consumable, it's going to appear in your inventory.
Yeah.
If you run into a security turret, it's in the inventory now, and I think these little texts are fun.
They can give you tricks and stuff like that.
It's mostly flavor.
Okay.
Because even if you look at, like, let's say the heavy robot dog that we saw, the little pustule guy, it's just like background information about the characters. You're not going to see like, oh, to defeat this enemy, you do this.
Yeah.
But they have this. Okay. They all give you information about like what that character or enemy or is doing in universe, basically. So in this case, for the security drone, we're looking at a marketing brochure for security drones from Hogan Tech.
Yeah.
Because they're something that everybody can buy in this universe. So the security turret, same deal, where they're customer reviews from the website, basically, where somebody was having trouble because the neighbor's dog was always barking. He bought one of those, and then he heard "pow," and that was it.
So I think we have like 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I think we could wrap it up. Okay,
yeah. So.
What else is there to say? Just hope you guys check it out.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's a very good game. The team worked hard on that game. Yeah. So it's available on Steam right now for 20% off for the autumn sale until November 29. So yeah, it's the time to buy it. So
also, because we're getting praised for the visuals all the time, which well deserved.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say, oh, the visuals, gameplay's fun. Gameplay's amazing, but the visuals are awesome.
Yeah.
And that's like, we built this comic book style.
Yeah.
We saw the comic book panels when they got up from the trash chute, when Frank went up into the lab. We saw like a lot of sequences with comic books. And when the dogs were revealed, that's a little cinematic / comic book sequence. So all this cool art with the character faces that are animated over here and the portraits and the dialogues and everything. So that's a lot of awesome art that you can discover as you play.
Yeah.
All the different environments they're not hand drawn in the sense that somebody took a piece of paper, but it's all like handmade on the computer.
Yeah.
So that's some really nice art overall. And I think
we're gonna have another stream next week, I think.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we'll see you guys there, and we'll continue to play. I don't know. Maybe Felix, you will be alone, or maybe I will be with you. I
Yeah.
don't know yet, but yeah, we will see you guys soon. And thanks for being there today. So yeah, have a good day, everyone,
Yeah.
and
Bonne journée tout le monde. Have a
Bonne
great
journée.
day. Hoping to hear from everyone when you try the game.
yeah,
Just reach out to us. You see that we're on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
So Twitter is still up in 5 minutes. Just poke us there. And yeah, or review on Steam. That's always good. Or comments on the videos and the streams and everything. We would love to hear from anyone that tries the game or is interested. If you have any questions outside of the streams, just feel free. Go for it.
yeah. So see you guys. Thank
Yeah,
you.
So Felix from Become signing off.
And Rosalie from Bacon signing off too.
Have a great day.
So have a great day.